Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. This one, again, I think is going to stir up a lot of conversation on the channel, which is something that we love to do. So sit back and get ready for this one because it's going to be a lot of fun. So all of you guys know that I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I've always said this for people that have been on the channel for years now. You guys know this, right? I think that Kobe's my favorite player of all time, right? To me, he's the best ever, as far as like the best basketball player I've ever seen play live, and that's what I think. A lot of people disagree with me, but that's what I think. And my current favorite player today is Kawhi, because Kawhi reminds me a lot of Kobe Bryant. He has a lot of similarities in his game, and him and Kobe practice together, right? Kobe used to work out with Kawhi Leonard towards the end of it. I think it was starting around 2013 or so. He started working a little bit closely with Kawhi Leonard. But as a huge Kobe Bryant fan, I'll be one of the first to acknowledge that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. All right. It takes nothing away from me as a Kobe Bryant fan, but Jordan is the GOAT. For as good as I think or thought or whatever of how good Kobe Bryant was, Jordan was better. That's just the pure reality. His numbers were unreal, and his accomplishments are just mind-boggling. However, there's some people out there, NBA fans, sports fans, or whatever it is, that still doubt Jordan's GOAT status. There's some people, not all, but there's a good amount of people out there that feel as if probably LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Certainly, you have some people that are prominent in media, some prominent voices like Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, and a few others out there that feel like, LeBron James is the best player of all time, right? Something I totally disagree with, and something quite frankly, I don't really understand why a lot of people, why some of those people feel, that way. But whenever we speak about Jordan's greatness, we rarely talk about his skill. Right? We always talk about his accomplishments, his flair, his athleticism, but we rarely focus on his skill. And it was just until yesterday, I stumbled upon a clip with the God forbid, with the great Jerry West, the former Los Angeles Laker, and one of the greatest, or probably the greatest team builders in the history of basketball, in Jerry West, where he was talking about just how skilled of a basketball player Michael Jordan is or was when he was playing, right? And he gave some strong remarks. So before we go too far, what we want to do for you guys is play some of the comments that he had to make about Michael Jordan, and then come back and give you guys our thoughts. So before we go too far, take a listen to that there.
I really like Michael Jordan, and he and I are friendly. Mm-hmm. And he never changes. He just doesn't change. He's the same guy all the time. And I still see him every once in a while. And this guy has done more spectacular things than any basketball player I've ever seen.
I agree.
I mean,
that's Jerry. That is saying a lot.
I agree.
Considering
I've ever seen.
You've seen a lot.
I know. I mean, just to go, like I said, we've worked backwards, obviously, from where he is now to where you were as a player. That speaks volumes. Especially, I mean, number of years with the Lakers, player, visor. I mean,
Terrell, the thing that people don't realize is some of the stuff he could do. He was the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
When he was
yes,
playing,
absolutely.
he was the best offensive player.
Right.
And his athleticism, he was in Carolina, and they were running, I forget, 100 or 40-yard dash. Mm-hmm. And he ran some spectacular number. And the late Dean Smith, who was a really good friend of mine, and also Roy Williams, who just retired at North Carolina, we were all close. And they were talking about him, I think it was running 100 or something like that. He ran at some spectacular time.
Wow.
And one of the coaches said something to him differently. And he said, oh, I can do better than that.
Wow.
He went out 0.2 of a second faster.
Wow.
And like vertical jump means a lot, but it means a lot to the ones who have skill.
Right. One
guys jump quickly. Some guys have to wind up.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was like
a cat.
There's one play that particular that's really interesting to me. They were playing against the New York Knicks. He caught the ball on the baseline, and he started this way, and he turned around, and he dunks it over. in such a little short area. I mean, this area, he was only jumping this way. Some guys need a little bit more room.
Right.
Yeah.
He dunked this ball over him. I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I watched him play in college. I watched him play when he was trying out for the Olympic team. And I was there for 3 days. Just watch him there.
Right.
Terrell, I know you have some unbelievable athletes in the NFL. And to take the battering they take and they have that extra gear. This guy had an extra gear. Right. Oh my God. He's the most skilled player I've ever seen.
All of you guys know just how much I love to get into the advanced numbers with Michael Jordan. We've done a few videos on it, and it's one of the things that I truly, truly enjoy doing, going into the advanced numbers, really breaking things down and getting into it. And it's something that probably we'll do. We'll probably dedicate an entire video one of these days or one of these weeks or whatever, just dedicated to that, because I could spend an entire video doing that, because it's something, I really, really enjoy doing. But whenever people have tried to compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan, I always said that, listen, this thing, guys, this thing isn't close, right? It's not close. I think a lot of people in media have made it as if it's closer than it really is. It's not close. It's just not close. Listen, Jordan was the much better defender, like the much, much better defender. People think LeBron he's not a better defender than Jordan. First of all, LeBron has made 5 all-first defensive teams, which is excellent. Excellent. Jordan is probably double that. He's made 9, close to doubling that. And by the way, he has a Defensive Player of the Year award, right? That's pretty damn amazing, right? That is conclusive evidence as to who was the better defender. Offensively, there's nothing to discuss. Literally, there's nothing to discuss. Jordan has 10 scoring titles. He has the highest regular season average in the history of the NBA with over 30 points. And he has the highest playoff average in the history of the NBA. And some people thought, is it Wilt Chamberlain? Jordan has a higher playoff scoring average than Wilt Chamberlain. I want you guys to think about that. The guy that, rewrote the record books and all of these different, Jordan has a higher scoring average than that dude. Now, to be fair to LeBron is a slightly better playmaker and a slightly better rebounder. His playmaking, I think, is his greatest gift. And his rebounding, he's a great rebounder, but I also attribute that to some of his size, because LeBron James is 3 inches taller than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was 6'6". LeBron James is 6'9". And funny enough, LeBron actually continued to grow throughout his career in the NBA. I think at one point he came into the NBA, he was 6'8". Now he's 6'9", which is pretty remarkable. Now, if we get into the clutch numbers of these players, Jordan wins that category again, right? Because Jordan, over his entire career, has 25 game-winning shots, including buzzer beaters. Funny enough, Kobe Bryant has 26 game-winning shots, including buzzer beaters, and LeBron James has 19 game-winning shots, which include buzzer beaters as well. But if you listen to people like Shannon Sharpe and others, they try to paint this picture of like, LeBron is a much more clutch player in the playoffs. Look how many playoff buzzer beaters and all of these different things, right? The reason that is because LeBron has been in a lot more closer games than Michael Jordan, right? That's the basic reason for that. People need to realize Jordan has never even been to a Game 7 in an NBA Finals. He rarely lost. Like, Jordan rarely lost when he got to the finals. He dominated, and the moment he started playing with another all-star, he dominated. Michael Jordan dominated. People forget this. Jordan, another fact about Jordan is this, if we're going to talk about winning, right? Because winning has to matter. Jordan is the only player I can think of that has 2 three-peats. The Tim Duncan Spurs and all of that different stuff, they never three-peated. Kobe and Shaq, they only three-peated once. The Golden State Warriors, the greatest team of all time that people like to say, which is just a bunch of nonsense, in my opinion, and I think it's just another way to try to prop up the accomplishment of the LeBron beat. That's all I believe it is. If they're so great, if they're the greatest team of all time, how come they never even three-peated, not even one time? If they're the greatest team of all time. Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls have three-peated twice. Jordan has been on 2 teams that have three-peated twice. And I remember when the Los Angeles Lakers with the late and great Kobe Bryant was playing, when they won 2 championships in a row against the Orlando Magic and against the Boston Celtics in the 2009-2010 NBA Finals, they asked Phil Jackson, do you think that Kobe Bryant and these guys are going to be able to three-peat? Do you know what Phil Jackson said? He said, I don't think they're going to be able to three-peat because they're just not mentally tough enough. That's what Phil Jackson, who has 11 NBA championship rings, said. He said they don't have the mental makeup to win. And that team included a Kobe Bryant on that team, right? That's what Phil Jackson said. So if all of these teams are so great, and if what Jordan did is just so regular, how come so many other players in NBA history have not been able to do what this guy have not been able to duplicate what this guy has done? They have not been able to do it. And I think the most glaring case closing reason as to why Jordan is the GOAT whenever we're comparing players is this. It only took Jordan 6 attempts to win an NBA to win 6 titles. It only took him 6 attempts to win 6 championships. It took Kobe 7 attempts to win 5. It has taken LeBron 10 attempts, 10 to win 4. So when I present all of these different facts to you, on the biggest stage of the sport, Jordan has excelled at an extremely high level, and the people that a lot of people, Kobe was there. Kobe was there. And if you can say, well, Kobe had Shaq, well, fair enough. When Kobe was playing with Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum and his bad knees, Lamar Odom, Shannon Brown, Derek Fisher, some of the other players that I forgot on that team. If Kobe was such a scrub to some of you guys and Kobe wasn't so great, Kobe went back to back. He beat the Orlando Magic and he beat a Boston Celtics team that had 4 Hall of Famers if you include Rajon Rondo, and he won back to back. If LeBron is so much better than Kobe, how come he hasn't been able to win more than 2 NBA championships consecutively? As far as like win 3, if he's so much better than Kobe. I rest my case. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.